My name is Tim Turzin. I'm the Senior Sales Executive here at LKCS. And again, we're going to talk about digital branch tools. All right. So before we really jump in, for those who don't know much about LKCS, LKCS was founded on the core values of providing the best service, highest quality, fast turnaround, and fair pricing. We continue to stand by these values today as we evolve in our marketing, digital, print, mail, and statement services to fit all the needs of our customers. So we're a full service marketing agency. We've been in business since 1961, and we do a lot of stuff. So we're going to cover several things today. But if there's anything else you're looking for, feel free to reach out to myself or any of the other LKCS sales reps about anything else you might be interested in and want to learn more about. So why digital, right? And the reason you want to go digital is because it's a must, right? You need to be able to offer everything you can do in a branch online. If you can't do that, you are losing business. It's not a question of if I'm losing business. You are. It's a fact, right? There's a lot of different stats out there about what COVID-19 has done to the digital market, and the low end speculation is 7 years, right? So what I mean by that is basically COVID-19 has sped up the dependency on these digital services by at least 7 years. Some are talking 10, 12, 15 years. But 7 years is the low point. So any way you look at it, the last 2 years have really sped up the need for these products and services. So if you don't have them, definitely start thinking about them and try to get them implemented so you're not losing that business, right? So again, we're going to go over a lot of stuff today. But we're going to talk about site management. So how to manage your website to be able to get information, content, whatever it might be out there quickly, easily, and efficiently. We're going to talk about marketing automation. So how we can automate some of the marketing things that we're doing, right? So how can I make things a little bit easier for me and have automation help keep getting my word out there to help me close lead sales, whatever it might be. We're going to talk about a form builder option. All right, so obviously online forms are a big way to help keep business moving smoothly from people that, are doing things online or on their phone or whatever it might be. So the ability to build those forms out, right, place them on the website and do different things to keep, that ease of use, for your customers or members is a big deal. We're going to talk about digital lending, right, being able to apply for things directly online, right? Being able to apply for any loan within a few minutes, hassle-free, be able to get the information I need and make those decisions to complete that application quickly and efficiently. We're going to talk about interactive financial calculators. So why it's important to have calculators that obviously are interactive, that work with, what that customer or member is looking for, giving them different options, call to actions, and then obviously giving that information or relaying that information back to your staff so you guys can actually take action on what people are doing, right? And then online chat and or chat bots. All right, so being able to have those customer service interactions, talk to your customers or members online, or have a chat bot to do things a little bit more manual until somebody needs to step in and take care of things. All right. So first thing we're going to jump into is site management. So when we're talking about site management, we're talking about the ability to edit your website quickly and easily. Okay. A lot of things happen quickly. We need to get information out there. If you don't have a way to, jump on your website and make certain changes or do certain things, at least within a few hours or a day or so, you're really missing out, right? It's really hard for people to stay on top of things if they have to reach out to that website vendor. That vendor then puts them on a ticketing system and they get back to them in 2 or 3 days or a week or whatever it might be. Okay, a lot of times, whatever was important has already passed. It's no longer needed at that point. So to be able to do these things yourself are very important. So we're going to talk about a few things today. There's a lot of different things out there that you can do, but I'm going to touch on a few of them. I'm going to touch on, announcements, updating rates quickly, promo ads, and then content. And again, there's a lot more. We have services for just about anything and everything you can think of there, but I'm just going to hit, on a few of them here so you can get the idea. All right. So first thing I want to talk about is announcements. So a way to get a piece of information out to your customers or your membership quickly and efficiently. So this is a back-end solution. I'm just showing you the back end here. There's going to be quite a few screenshots throughout. In this case, we're just talking about our online banking is going to be unavailable, right? I need to get that information out. Maybe it's bad weather and one of the branches is closed. Unfortunately, with the pandemic going on, there could be several positive cases, and you need to close a branch for a day quickly. Whatever the case may be, you can jump into a back-end editor. You can see it's quick and easy to use. It's just a Microsoft type, word-friendly editor. You have some editing options across the top. Pick the color you want the announcement to show up in. If you have a published date or expiration date and time you want to use, you can set that. And what's going to happen is once you hit go, it's going to show on your website with that information, whatever color, to make it stand out, right? So people are going to see it, when they're going, to the website. So if something, changes, needs to happen, whatever, you can get an announcement like this up within a few seconds, really. All right. The tool we here used at LKCS, it can be accessed anywhere. So you don't have to be in the office to gain access to our system. So you can do that from home, on the road, whatever it might be. So you're not handcuffed to have to go into the office to put these messages out. If it's something that's important and you're on the road or at home or whatever on the weekend, whatever it might be, you can jump in and really get this messaging out there quickly, for the people that are using the website so they know what's going on. Rates are a big thing, right? It used to be several years ago, you didn't really want to put rates out there, right? Wanted to hide the rates or whatever it might be. And I think the main reason, we did that is it was hard to keep track of where those rates were. If I'm putting them out on the website, I have to update them. And either A, it was hard to update, or B, that rate was in several places, and now I have to keep track of all the different places that rate's at to go in and make that change and make sure I'm not, missing anything. It's much easier to do in today's world. Okay, so again, this is a screenshot of an LKCS system. You're able to jump in. All of your rates are already filled out and made out into these, simple blocks. You can click into anything and quickly edit it, right? Just type in those boxes if you need to change anything. All right, and obviously I'm just showing a screenshot of one table here, but you'll have as many tables as you need and the option to build more if you need. So you can go in, update anything on the fly, schedule those changes. So if those rates are going to be updated over a weekend or on a holiday or whatever it might be, you can get it done ahead of time. Again, this is on that same system. You can do it from home, on the road, whatever it might be. So you don't have to be in the office to do this. You can arrange your favorites. You can see revision history. So for auditing or compliance, you can see exactly what your rates were across the website at any given date and time. All right, that's all tracked for you. So as soon as you hit publish or schedule, whatever you've changed in the back end is going to make the change site-wide. All right. So, for example, if that new auto rate at that 36-month at 2.25% changed to 2.5%, if I updated this and published, it's going to update that rate everywhere it appears on the website. Okay. So if that rate's on 6, 7, 8 different pages, it's going to make that change across all of those pages. You don't have to worry anymore about where it's at, right? So within a few seconds, again, I can come in here, update rates, hit publish, and I'm done. I don't have to worry or think, okay? Promotions, all right? So this is a big deal. We need to put our promotions out there where we want our, customers or members finding that information or whatever it might be quickly and easily. Typically, it's going to be on your homepage, on your banner manager that's kind of rotating on that homepage. It can be in different areas. It can be doing different things, but the concept's the same. I need to be able to get in here, update those promotions, turn them on or turn them off, arrange them however I want, without taking up a lot of time. So again, this is a screenshot and showing we have 3 banners live, or 3 banners inactive in this case. And everything's just drag and drop friendly or one button click. So if I needed to turn on a mortgage banner, I could click that black dot. It would turn it on. It would turn it green. It is now live. So by one click of a button, turning things on or off. Adding new banners, you would click that button near the top, be able to upload an image, type in, in some preset boxes some information. It creates the button automatically. You don't have to have a designer on staff. Obviously, you can if you want to have everything designed and everything all in one. You don't have to do that anymore. We can set it up so you can just upload an image, type in some preset boxes, and it lays it over and makes it look, professional and nice and neat, and be able to turn those on. Right? Arranging things are easy. It's drag and drop friendly. The little numbers you're seeing, that's just showing you how many times these banners were clicked on. So, from a marketing standpoint, I can see how things are doing and who's been, clicking on what, or how those promotions have been doing compared to one another. And last is content, all right, that I'm going to talk about here for the site management. We need to be able to get into that website and make content changes or image changes or whatever it might be quickly and easily, all right? So it's just a screenshot of a particular part of a page, and you can see that everything on that page has a little edit button, right? So easily I can go in, click that edit button, and easily update. So this next slide is going to show exactly what happens when you click edit. You do not have to be a web programmer to make these changes, all right? We make it very, very easy to use. As you can see, I'm editing a content block here. And again, it's a Microsoft Word type friendly editor. You can just click in that box and start typing like you would in Word or Notepad or whatever it might be. You have some formatting options across the top. If you want to work on HTML, there is a button all the way to the right that you can change over to that web code view if you prefer to work in it. Many people do not. So by default, we're giving you the design mode, the easy mode, to go in and update anything you need to update quickly and easily. So again, everything I've showed you, these are literally going to take 30 seconds, a minute or two, tops, to get in, make the updates, and get out without spending a lot of time. But things are done, they're done quickly, and you don't need to have that web knowledge, that programming knowledge. Everything's very, very easy to use anymore. Again, there are tons of tools out there that you can use. There's things for pop-up ads, there's things for events, there's things for surveys, right? So there's all kinds of different things that unfortunately I don't have the time to really get into today. You can definitely call myself or one of the reps after, and we can discuss all the different ways to do all the different web changes that you might need or want. These are just a few of them, just to give you an idea. But again, it's important to be able to keep that website up to date at all times, right? Your website is your best, customer service, your member service, representative. It never goes to sleep. It's the branch that's always open. So to be able to make these changes on the fly within, minutes is very, very important. And next, I'm going to jump into marketing automation. All right. So when we're talking about marketing automation, it's really using software technology to automate repetitive manual marketing activities such as email, text messages, lead and conversion tracking, systematic follow-up, and more. All right, so we're going to make this stuff easier. We're going to be able to grow our audience, strengthen relationships, encourage them to take the next step. All right, so those are the things we're going to try to do. So why do we want to use it? One, it's going to save you time. It will improve your engagement, and it will increase your leads and conversions. Right? So these are all the different things that we can kind of look at and draw some automation off of. So email opens or clicks. So what are they opening? What are they clicking on? What are they interested in? Are they forwarding the email to anybody else? Are they going to the website after they view that email, and what pages are they going to? What are they clicking on the page? Are they going to a form? Are they going to a calculator? Are they submitting those? Are they looking at a video on the page or going somewhere else to look at a video? Are they opening up an app or any PDF downloads? Are they sharing it to social media? If they're going into a chat system, that you have available, all of those things can be monitored and tracked and see exactly what they're doing and when they're doing it. All right. So to start with automation, you're able to build out these automated steps, right? So within the system, you can go in and you can start kind of playing with this, right? We're going to say, okay, we're going to send out, in this case that I have up on the screen, we're going to send out this email, and we're going to wait 3 days, and we're going to collect information of what people did. We're going to send out another email, and we're going to wait another 3 days and collect more information on what they did. We're going to send out a third email. We're going to wait 2 days this time. We're going to send out a fourth email. So we have an automated group of emails, 4 different versions of the same thing or different things potentially, depending on what you're looking for. But we're going to send things out and get people to click on those emails, do things, so click on certain things or go to certain web pages. Once they're on our website, we're going to actually track and see what they're doing, right? So once I know what their interests are, what they're researching, if they're already ready to close, if they've already closed, or if they haven't done anything, right? I can segment them into groups. So I can see how people are using the site, what they're interested in, what they're not interested in, right? Are they actually ready? I can give them scores, right? So if they're doing certain things, we could score them certain ways to put them on priority lists, right? And then you can segment these groups out further for further automation. Once I know what they're doing and what they're interested in, now I can set up further automation to keep things going, keep them interacted. If I see, somebody's on the website, every 2 or 3 days looking at my auto loan page, maybe using an auto calculator, whatever it might be, they're probably in the process of buying that car. So let's keep in front of them. Let's let them know our rates. Let's let them know how we can help them. Whatever the case may be, we can really stay on top of it with marketing automation. So with marketing automation, the next few slides are just ideas, right? And number one, and the most important thing with automation is you have to set goals, right? So you need to get a good baseline of every goal or everything you're doing before starting marketing or automation, right? Where are we at now? What are we doing right now? And how is that working? What are we going to do with automation that's going to increase, right? What are we actually measuring? Are we measuring the number of people that are applying? Are we measuring the closed loans? What are we doing here? Are they currently being measured? Do we even know that already? Right? But once you have a clear idea of what you can do and what you can accomplish, you can start getting started, right? So a lot of people will jump in automation and they won't set goals. So then they're not sure if anything's actually working. And with automation, you can't really do that. You have to have that baseline. You have to know what's increasing or what's not increasing so you know what to tweak. There's so much that goes into the automation. If you don't know what you're supposed to tweak or how to tweak it or where you need to end up, you're just going to kind of spin in circles, and it's not a good thing. So make sure you set goals. You need to think creatively, right? There is no limit on what you can do with marketing automation, how you can use it, right? Any data challenges you have can be overcome. There's ways around any challenge that you find. So we need to get buy-in at the top, right, by explaining the benefits, then push to explore the possibilities. So we're going to start small, and we'll get into that in a second, but this system or these types of systems are only limited by what you're willing to put into it, right? They can go as far as you want. As much work as you put in are the results that you can get out, right? You're going to want to map out user journeys. Have an idea of the journey you want to put those users on. So creating the maps of how they're going to interact and see the different content will help them visualize, or will help you visualize the process before you begin using it, right? So there's free online tools that help you do that. Grab a whiteboard, use Post-it notes on a wall, anything you can to help discover any issues with the process. It lets you walk through the details and see exactly how users consume the content. So that, first slide I put up here that kind of showed you that layout of exactly what we were sending and how they were going to, go through that flow. You want to know that. Work through it, talk to multiple people, see if it all makes sense for everybody, get some different demographics involved to make sure it makes sense for, different demographics as well. All right. But map them out so you can see it. It just helps make sense. Slow and steady. Once you have all of the data in place and all of those different journeys mapped out, That's when the fun really starts, right? That's when you can actually start putting things together and using the system. But I beg everybody to begin small with ideas that really aren't going to involve a lot of different aspects of automation, right? We want to start easy, right? Walk before we run type of stuff, so we can start using it. But again, use it on the main stuff, the stuff we're great at, and then build. As we continue, we can build on those automations and grow them bigger and bigger and bigger. I see people that they want to do automation and they try to, sprint before they can walk, and they try to build out these great big automation pieces, and they don't understand everything, fully yet, or how people are using it. So it's always better to start small because it's easier to view those goals, right? If I only have 5 to 10 steps to monitor instead of 50 steps to monitor, right? It's a little bit easier when I'm just getting used to it. So start with the basics and then keep building on those basics to add success, right? Developing content. This is huge. Marketing automation, it takes a significant amount of engaging content. I'm not going to lie. It takes time to put that content together. Ask your subject matter experts at your bank or credit union to provide the details about those specific departments that can be beneficial. Talk to your frontline staff. Talk to the people who are talking to your users day in and day out. What are the questions they're having? What are the problem points or pain points they're having? How do we solve them? What do we do really well, right? Get that information and then use that in your content so it's engaging, right? If 8 out of 10 people walk in or come in or call or whatever and have the same problem, if you talk about that pain point and how you guys help solve it in this automation, it's helping the process. It's creating a good user experience, right? Because if 8 out of 10 people have that question when they call or come in, there's 80 out of 100 people that have that same question that never came in or called. They didn't see that answered anywhere. They left. They're gone. So this is how we're going to keep them engaged. We're going to answer their question without them having to really do anything. Okay. So next item here I want to talk about is our form builder. All right. So there's a lot of different things out there. LKCS is a pretty great tool. But why do we want to use form builders? It is the ability to build secure online digital forms. Again, you do not need to know any programming. It's going to help you digitize your paper process, right? Make things easier, faster, right? And then we're going to capture data from incomplete forms. And this is a big one that not a lot of people think about. A lot of people start forms and don't finish them. So if I can capture that data, I now have a lead. I might not have a completed form, but I know they were interested. They started. So how can I help them, complete? So a few stats on online forms. Number one, new accounts go online, and your most dedicated employee is your website. Okay, so first thing anybody does is they're going to go to your website and decide, A, do they want to do business with you or not? And if they are doing business with you, they're going to go online and see how they can do more business with you. All right? So we need to make sure that they have a way, right, to interact or help themselves do more business with us by these forms or applications. 37% of people will abandon a form if you ask for a phone number, unless that field is optional. Then it nearly doubles the completion. All right, so things like this are important to know because less is more with online forms. We don't want to ask for absolutely everything unless we have to, but if we can keep it short and simple, we can get more people to convert, more people to fill it out, more people to convert. 8 out of 10 Americans prefer digital banking to physically visiting a branch. I'm actually surprised there's still 2 out of 10 out there that don't prefer to do it online. Okay? That number is going to keep growing, but more and more people want to be able to get online and do business. All right? 50% or more of your web traffic is now on a mobile device. Why? Because convenience is king. Everybody has their phone on them or within arm's reach. And if they have a question or want to look at something, they're going to pull it out of their pocket or pick it up off the table or whatever it might be and look it up right then and there. If you don't have the answer or a way for them to continue that journey online, it ended. They went somewhere else that could. All right. So again, we need to make sure these pieces are out there. All right. So some of the things we're going to look at with these forms, are A/B testing. If I ask this, how does it, perform? Or if I ask a different variation, if I have that field first or last or whatever it might be. Talked about partial submission. That's a big, big thing. Right? Somebody started the form, didn't complete it all the way, but I still got the information they filled out, what they started. So now, somebody from your team can reach out, right? Figure out what the pain point was. How can you help? Field bottlenecks. Our system will actually track forms and tell you, hey, this is the field right here. This question or this piece of the form is where people are jumping off. This is where they're stopping more than anywhere else. Let's change that. Let's move it. Let's reword it, whatever it might be. Conditional logic. If they answer this way, show them this. Right? So there's no reason to show, for example, co-borrower information if they're not going to have a co-borrower. It's just cluttering it up, making it longer. They don't need it. If it's just going to be them, we can hide all the co-borrower stuff. We don't need it anymore. Analytics and UTM tracking, so we can actually see what's going on and create different goals, right? And then obviously being accessible. All right, so meeting all those ADA guidelines. So a screenshot of a form builder. As I told you already, you do not need to be a web programmer to do this. All right, everything on the left are drag and drop widgets. So I can drag these pieces over and drop them in. I don't need any programming knowledge to build out a form or an application. Drag and drop, put it on the page, enter anything I need to enter, change anything I need to change. It is very, very easy. You can reorder content, right? You can change up just about anything of these fields, if you need. And then obviously you can get into, the logic type stuff and the A/B testing, and all of that stuff is here for you. And it's quick and easy. So now I have logic, so I can set those logical steps. If they answer this way, show them this. If they answer that way, show them that. All right. You no longer have to call a web company and let them know the form you want, and then, have them build it out for you. Typically at a pretty good cost, and takes several days. You can build the form yourself, 10, 15 minutes. Have it ready to go. Right? These are the types of things that your online users are looking for. They want to be able to do business with you from online. But if they can't take that next step, if they're all excited about, that loan or that product or service, but they can't apply, they can't take that next step with you, they're going to go somewhere else that can, right? Very few people are going to get in their car and drive to your branch and say, hey, I was online and I was looking at all this stuff and now I want to apply. They want to get things moving. All right. It's going into digital lending. That ties into some forms, but this is even going a step further. All right. So LKCS has a partnership with a company called Lenderful. They're amazing. We're going to show you some stuff here that we kind of do with them. So why digital lending with Lenderful and LKCS? Number one, there are solutions for mortgage, home equity, unsecured loans, or auto loans. Right? We have a little bit of everything. We're going to help lenders offer their borrowers a best-in-class online lending experience. We're going to allow your borrowers to learn, shop, select, and apply on their own schedule and on their preferred device. So again, they can go on a desktop, laptop, tablet, phone. It does not matter, right? Leads and applications are all delivered to your loan officer via CRM or your loan origination system, right? So this is not replacing the back end. So it's your loan origination system, which you guys are currently using, all of that stuff stays in place. This is just getting the leads, right? Getting the applications, converting people from interested to applying. right? And simple integration means quick deployment and immediate volume and revenue lift. So these are very fast, things that we can get up and running within the matter of a few weeks or a month or so. Have it ready to go, completed and off to the races. All right. So the different platforms, they're all one-stop, white-labeled, mobile-ready digital platforms for your borrowers. All right. How they work is they encourage action by asking key borrowing questions. How do I get a loan? What are my options? And can I apply now? Right? Those main things are the things people need to know when they're looking, right? So we're going to answer that for them. And the borrowers access the software through your website. All right, so it's all white labeled. It looks like it's going to be on your, your website already. It's very, very simple, easy to use. So there is marketing outreach available as well for the system, but this is an example of a website. And again, it's going to be branded for you. It's going to have your branding, your colors, your logo, all of that good stuff. So this particular piece is one for just mortgages. Okay. There are, like I said, unsecured or auto loan or anything else that you might be looking for. But it's very easy. From this page, right? So this is the main page. I can find all my loan options, any calculators, my learning center, so I can ask questions, right? Buttons across the bottom, very easy. What are the refinance rates and programs? What are the purchase rates and programs, right? They get pre-qualified. This is huge. We can actually pre-qualify people within this system. You can create these pages not only for your team, but you can create them, for real estate companies. And they can go there and they can send people to this pre-qualified page and have them get pre-qualified after hours or on the weekends. They punch in, a few pieces of information. It literally takes about a minute and a half, I think. And immediately from that information, you can get enough, information to pre-qualify these people and give them a letter. It actually emails them a letter for pre-approval that they can use to submit an offer. Obviously, you're getting that information too. So if somebody's using it after hours or whatever, you now have that lead, right? Now we can help follow up and get those things moving, right? Applying for a mortgage, going through easy steps, right? All of these systems, you can apply for literally anything you want in under 5 minutes. Have that information sent straight into your LOS system. Information sent back to that user, right? Being able to follow up. Everything's done. I don't have to go into a branch. I don't have to, come in and sign things or whatever. Everything can be done right here to get that process rolling right from the get-go. Very, very important to give people these options. Again, convenience is king. If I have to come in and apply for a mortgage or go online and see a mortgage form that has every single possible question available that I have to look through and I don't understand half of it, probably not going to do it. Right? So this is an example of what, a piece of that form might look like, or that application process. It's quick and easy, right? Steps to the top. We're not going to show everything at once. Give me a little bit, I'll give you a little bit. Give me a little bit more, I'm going to give you a little bit more, right? So it guides them through the process quickly and easily. And it gets you one step closer to closing a new loan. All right. Interactive financial calculators. All right. So calculators, almost everybody probably has them and uses them, right? But we need to start thinking about interactive. All right. So interactive elements on calculators are actually a big deal now. All right. And what these are calculators that are going to benefit both parties, right? It's going to allow your users to learn and explore Interactive tools drive engagement, so the more interaction I can use or the more things that I can kind of play with, the more engaged I get. And it's going to deliver you qualified leads. Simple as that. People using the calculators are typically in that buying process. People using them are close to a sale, right? They're close to getting that loan or whatever it may be. This is an example of a calculator, right? So this is a simple mortgage calculator. Put in some information on the left, right? In this case, we can let the system estimate property taxes, insurance, PMI. Some people may not know that. If you uncheck it, it's going to give you more fields, right? So it's going to be interactive that way. Do you know it or do you not know it? It's going to estimate things for you, or it's just going to punch it in. All of that stuff is customizable as well. All right, so all these fields, anything we want to show or not show, are things in, the property taxes, insurance, all of those things are also editable, all right, are customizable. So when people punch in and then calculate, they see exactly what they're looking for. We can show anything you want on the particular, charts for that particular calculator. So in this case, we have 4 sections shown. There can be more or less. If we don't want to show, an ending balance or a principal paid or an interest paid, we could take off columns or remove them or add them or, change colors. You can literally do anything and everything you want here. Make it as interesting as you feel. But the big thing is being able to see the call to action buttons, right? So we have details so they can actually learn more about this, see more information, applying for the loan. So if they're ready to move forward, the call to action to move forward, right? And then another button that I really like, that I think is important, is the email results button. So, maybe I'm not ready to apply yet. I'm not ready to move all the way forward with whatever it is I'm looking at. I'm still in the beginning stages, but you know what? I do want to email myself these results. I want to remember what I punched in. I want to remember what that calculator told me as far as a payment or whatever it may be. I'm going to email that to myself. So now if I, go somewhere, if I'm talking to somebody, I have information, right? But when I email that to myself, it's also going to send a lead in to you, to your team. So you're able to see exactly who's calculating what they're thinking of, what they're looking for, right? So again, going back to our automation, that can trigger something. It can trigger, a phone call on your end. You got to think how all these things interact, right? So as people are using things and doing things and clicking on things, right, it's going to trigger something. And the biggest thing is it's giving you leads. It's giving you a qualified lead that is past the stage of thinking about. They're most likely past the stage of curious if they're starting to use calculators and then starting to fill out forms or anything like that, right? They're getting to the point of actually purchasing. And now you know that. So that's a big hammer. Knowing when people are interested and when they're interested, to what the timing to reach out to them. It's a big deal. All right. This is just a quick screenshot. There are literally calculators for absolutely anything and everything you can think of. There's a lot of them. So you can go through and see what works best for you. Which ones do you need? Which ones do you want to use? Which ones makes the most sense for how your users use your website, right? The last thing I'm going to talk about here is the online chat and chatbot systems, right? And then I'll get to question and answer for anybody that's typed anything in. So online chat and chatbot is huge, all right? It's going to allow you to enhance engagement and reduce costs, okay? Offer one-to-one communication on your website. Right, so be able to talk to users as they're using the website, as they're doing things. They can ask for help, ask for guidance, whatever it might be. It's going to help you improve your customer service. Staff will not be required to be in the office to respond. So you can have them in the office responding, but you don't have to, right? You can set this up so they can do it at home on their phone, on a company provided phone, company provided laptop that they take home, whatever it might be. But you can have those agents available and ready to talk and chat with people 24/7. Okay, so yes, your branch hours are going to be 8 to 5 or whatever it might be, but you could potentially have agents available ready to talk from 5 to 10 p.m. Right? A lot of people are working. They don't have time to swing to the bank or the credit union after work. Right? So having this available, I could talk to somebody at 7 o'clock at night, when I finish dinner, or whatever it might be. You want to become a full 24/7, 365 digital service. All right. You can actually have a ticketing system, and again, using chatbots to really go through and have this. And again, you don't need to be 24/7, 365. So I'm not telling you, hey, have somebody available all the time. It gives you the option. Okay. You can. All right. Do you need to be 24/7, 365? No. But having the ability to be there for people whenever they need you is a big thing. Okay. And consumers expect a seamless support experience wherever and whenever. Right? So what I mean by that is if I'm in the middle of doing something and I need help or I have questions, right? Maybe I'm talking about an auto loan and I've filled out your calculator and I've applied and I've got information from you and things are going, but now I'm at the dealer, they're confusing me. They're giving me different options. They're talking about different things and I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Right? How does your service compare? I can quickly chat with somebody now. Right? So being there when they need you is a big deal. All right, so this is just a screenshot of the chat system on the back end. So what you would kind of see, if you guys had a chat type system. So all chat systems are a little bit different, but more or less they're going to show the same thing. They're going to show who's on your website, right? So in this case, I see somebody's on the website, they're browsing my site, I see exactly where they're at, right? And I see some information, so what pages they were on, what they've been looking at, how long they've been looking at things, how long they've been doing things. I can start a conversation with them, potentially myself, so I can initiate a conversation with a user on the website if I needed to, or I can wait for them to initiate to me. All right. So again, seeing what they're doing on the website, seeing what's going on is nice. And obviously when we start chatting, right? When we start chatting, I can, I have my conversation box, just like a text message, on your phone. You're going back and forth one-to-one. But we do have different things. You can have canned responses in here. You can add tags. So if this is related to, auto loans, and the next one's related to mortgage loans, this one's checking, and this one's savings, or whatever it might be, I can add those tags so we can easily sort and filter and do the reporting on it later. How many questions are we getting about X, Y, or Z? What are the stats on this? How are we doing here? Why are people asking more questions on this product than that product? Right? So we can get better, put better content out there on our website. Hey, we have a lot of people asking about this product all the time. Let's try to update our content on our website so hopefully they get the information they need without having to reach out and talk to us potentially. All right. So basic chat, and again, so like I said, it's more or less now like a text message back and forth. Very, very easy, very, very simple. Chatbots take it a step further. All right. So with chatbots, you can use these with or without, an online chat feature. So chatbots you can set up to engage people that have questions. So if you don't have a user available, I can set up a specific flow, right? I'm going to, the chatbot's going to ask some questions they're going to answer, and I'm going to give them information based on how they've answered those questions at the chatbot. At that point, if the bot can answer all the questions, great, or it can submit a ticket to you, say, hey, this person's having, has these questions or whatever. I can't respond to everything. Can you go ahead and reach out? Or can you take over if you have the chat system? You can jump right in and take over that conversation at that point. All right. So either or, if you have chat agents or not, the chatbot helps you get the process going, right? It's going to help guide that user down a path, give them the information that you have preset. And if that information is not enough, you can either, set that to, again, go to a ticketing system where you would call or email or reach out in another way, or have an agent immediately step in and take over for that chatbot to finish that conversation and get that person or that user the information they need. Right? And you can build out as many of these, different flows as you need, right? So we're going to, look at what are we talking about? What segments are we looking at? What attributes are we talking about? What questions do we need to ask? Do we need to A/B test this, right? All of these different items, how are we building it out, are there, right? So you can kind of see a simple setup here as we're into it, right? We ask a question, we're going to delay it by X amount, ask another question, give them some choices, right? Wait for them to respond, then say this, all of these different types of things are in here. Very, very easy to, again, drag and drop and build this flow out. Right? So again, having the ability to have a chatbot on standby for those times you are closed or you don't have any agents available or the CSRs aren't there, to answer the phone, at the branch maybe. This is another way for people to be able to contact you and get information and get answers. Any hour, any day. Right? So all very, very important. And again, I know we went over a lot of different stuff today. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into the nitty gritty of any one thing just because of the sheer volume of information we went over. But I hope I gave you at least a 1,000-foot view on some different things that you can think about to help improve your digital experience in your digital branch. So again, I thank everybody for attending the webinar today. My information is on the screen. Feel free to call me or shoot me an email. If you have any questions or anything else comes up after you're able to talk to anybody, again, I'm going to stay on the line here for another couple minutes. And if you have questions, feel free to type them into the GoToWebinar toolbar on the side, and I will answer those as they come in. But otherwise, I appreciate everybody's time today, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Thank you.